And we're live. So tonight we're going to do just I'm going to throw some dark colors in here and show you how I start. So this car is going to be a pearl white. It's a Lincoln Town car, as you can see here from the picture below. There it is. Um, and what we're going to do is I'm just going to lay some of the dark colors in before I jump in and do dinner. I'm going to throw the shadow underneath the car, get the thing landed, get some darks in there. Not all the way dark. I'm going to run with like an 80% gray and get some of the darks in there, and you can see it. So one of the things I'm doing is the pictures. You can see the picture here that I'm using. This is an image that I took down in Arizona with my sister. It's my sister's car. It was originally my dad's car, and he gave it to her. And it's by Four Peaks Mountains out in just outside of Scottsdale, Fountain Hills, Phoenix area, kind of east of there. So we went did a photo shoot in January and captured this great image. And I've got the base colors laid in the background, as you can see, but I've got to do the fronts. But right now, I'm just going to show you kind of quickly how I throw in the dark colors before I put colors into the car. So with no further ado, I guess we can get into that just a little bit. So let's get that going. I think right now we can do that. So let's go. So we'll start right up in here in this kind of area. Let me turn the music down just a hair bit. That should be better. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to lay some dark colors in here. So let me grab my 80. That's a 70. There's my 80 right there. They made the letters so small now, it's crazy. So anyway, we're going to jump into that. This 80 is drying out. There's the dark behind the car there. We're going to throw in some darks underneath. The other thing I'm going to do on this drawing is I'm flipping the lighting from the image. So the picture shows the sun coming this way and a big shadow under, or sun coming in this way and a shadow going. And as you can see, the shadow right there, it's like it's opposite of the way the mountains are. So I am flipping the shadows as well. But especially on cars that are light in color, I like to get the darks laid in there first, so I can always come back and darken them later. But you need that contrast between light and dark to really be able to make things work. You cannot have light without dark. So also the background, so I didn't go really vibrant in the background, because what I like to do is I want the car to be the hero, not the background. But this is kind of a special background, so I wanted that in there for sure. Then take that up, darken that. I'm just going to come right around here on the wheels, bottom of the tires, right? And then we're going to go right around the tire with this. I like to start with 80 because I can go a lot darker and I can go a lot lighter very easily. So this just gets that color in there and starts to ground it. As you can see, things are starting to come together very quickly here. Like I said, I'm just going to do a little bit of it. Before I go up and have some dinner. So we're going to go around like that. Bring that around. flat of the car. And I'm not real worried about full coverage or anything at this point. I just want to get some color in there. Start to delineate the bottom of the car, as you can see there. Now I'm going to go with a warm gray, or actually a French gray. I like to use a French gray on the bottom for the shadow. Let's see here. Warm gray 70. That actually might be actually this is going to be the number here. So, like I said, I redid the shadow. So if you look at the original picture here, you can see the shadow, how it kind of it goes down the other way. But now this shadow is going to be coming this way, so the car's going to be in the dark side. Dark side. So we're going to take this. And so that shadow would come off of that wheel. Something like that, right? And it would come around as this gets reflected and be about down to about there. And then you'll see a little bit of the sun's low in the sky. So you're going to see a little bit like that, some longer shadows. And again, I'm just going to knock them in quickly here. This is a new experiment with some new technology I'm working with, which is one of the reasons I wanted to do a live. I know it's low res, it's 720. So I'm too cheap to pay for the paid version of Restream. But we're going to see how this looks. See how it works. Yeah, see it's starting. And now you can see the car's sitting on something. It's got a shadow. This would actually come around a little bit more. And I will add to that later, but I wanted to get the most of it in there. Kind of a warm color on the ground too. I actually didn't go with French gray, I went with warm gray because it was going to look better on this particular jaunt down illustration lane. So as we go down like that, there we go. Now you can start to see a car actually sitting on something. Now let's put some of the other dark spots in there that we need. For that, we're going to go with a different marker here. So we can get one that's a little bit more. That's a 90. I don't want a 90. That's a 70 probably. Yeah, perfect. This is a 70. So what we're going to do here is just throw in some of the other dark areas that you see on the car underneath. Something like we're going to put in underneath here, get all that stuff, the darks in there. We'll probably put some darks up there too. So we're going to start in here. And I'm just using a 70. These are going to go probably all the way to black. But I always start lighter than I need to and go darker as it requires. Because you don't always need to go super dark with it. And I try to make, if I need to go black, I do that right at the end. Put real contrast into the drawing. That looks good. All right, so that's getting started there. The roof of this car is actually black too, so I'm going to as you can see, has that real dark. So that's why I left it light behind it. So I'm going to just lay this all in just a kind of nice tone of 70-degree cold. We're going to go back in with pencils later and do the detailing of it. We'll add some warm colors in there too. But for right now, I'm just going to have the darks. That dark goes right to the edge of the door. The trick of doing this is kind of keep everything wet. Then you get a nice blend. Go across the hood. Or the hood's down here, that's the windshield. Yeah, I know my cars, right? So as we're going through here, I said I'm just adding in some dark It's all about the contrast, right? So it's going to be light back there. It's going to be dark here. And that's why I didn't go super vibrant on the backgrounds. You can see, you want that really to jump out, and it does. Now it's not really jumping off the page there, which is great. Now the side panels and things like that, these are reflecting the ground here. So we're going to go with a similar color there. We've got some reflections in the wheel. So the wheel here is in between the disc and the rim. We can put some of this shadows in there. Now these wheels are bright chrome, but you can still see through them, right? So that's going to be, let's see. Actually, this is all going to stay pretty dark in here. That's inside of the wheel. These are the spokes. Like I said, the wheels are chrome, but you definitely get some shadows down inside of those wheels, and that's what I'm putting in there now. So that works. That comes in. Now you're starting to see a rim there. There's going to be some dark reflections here on that side. And this comes in like that. Yeah, so each one of these has an ending like that, like so. We'll have to come in when we throw the colors in there. It'll make a little bit more sense. On the back too, we've got some. We'll see how that goes. We'll dial that in later. Now the side here, the windows are pretty well blacked out. I'm going to come up and do that there, and then this one here has a kind of a deal like that there going, so that's cool. As I go along here, I'll take a look. I'm not sure if people ask questions in there. If there is, and you have some, I'll open the chat here. And there's oh, hi Ken. Oh, my sister's watching. Well, this is for she's watching here as I'm doing it. Well, that's great. Some new experiments I'm able to see, but it's hard to answer questions and draw at the same time there, Kath. So sorry about that. But we're gonna put some lighter warm grays into the side of that. That makes a really cool look for the, what do you call it? The window. So where the window is done, it's a tinted glass right there. So where you see the tinted glass, we're going to make that kind of a brownish tint because they always have a little bit of a brown tinge to them. Right? And this goes down there. That's the top of the back seat you would see. Now watch this. This is where the magic happens. The top seat in the front. Of course, not a mirror. Now we're going to take a very light warm gray and go over it and blend that down. I gotta dig one out of the drawer here. Because we're going to blend this from dark to light, kind of coming down this way. I need to find the right color. It's French gray. I want French gray 70. A ton of French grays. I need a nice little warm gray. If not, we'll have to make something. Oh, here we go. That's French gray, but that'll work. So these centerpieces are chrome, so I'm going to stay out of those. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and bring that right down like that. And we're going to create the illusion of a reflection on the glass, right? Dark Dark on top, lighter towards the horizon line. Now the horizon line is going to be right about here. So I'll make that a little bit darker. And we're going to put some detail in there, like it's reflecting something. We'll go back in there later with colored pencil and lighten up the light areas. I'm just getting in the darks in now so you can see. Now you're looking like you're looking into the car. Kind of check it out that way, which is cool. And then the front window is a little bit different. We're going to do something a little bit different in there because that is dark inside. So we can go, let's see if I'm looking through. Yes, so there's a dark part of the windshield, which goes right over to the side here, right? So you know the side of the windshields are all black. And it's actually a painted black. So this is going to go pretty solidly black later. Right now we're just going to make the fade on the top of the windshield. Give some color over that way. This is the B pillar. So it goes there. So come down this way. Now the inside of the car is tan, so we're going to throw some warmer colors in there to kind of show that. Again, we want it to look like the tinted window effect, so we're going to go where the glass is. We're going to tint that down again. Come right down here. There we go. Now that's where you're going to see through a little bit. This is going to be a little darker right in there, so I think I'll go with a need a really light 40. There we go. So this is kind of so this will help us delineate the seat. And we're going to fade this down here like that. Put some of this warmer color into the color of the interior. Get that darker right in the bottom. I'm just adding some reflections in for later. We're doing some more of the blending in. It's just all layering colors and going back and forth to see what till you get to what looks right. So this puts some reflections again into the glass. Which gives it some visual interest. This is an 80% gray, which means it's 80% of the way to black. So you can see, like, I didn't want to go over the edge, and I did anyway, and it really doesn't matter. That's going to be covered up later. I just try not to get too bad into it. But as you can see there, this is just you start to feel this is a glass area. The car has weight. It's grounded on something. As you can tell, like I said, I'm just going to stop. I'm going to stop here if I don't fall over my chair here. So as you can tell, there's a process I use for this, and it's just washing more colors over the other. I spent the morning doing this background here, which came out really, really cool. As you can see, next to the picture here, it's not as vibrant, but that's again by design. So the idea is the car comes out, and then once I get the car done, I go back into the background and add the contrast it needs. So I don't know if you learned anything today, but if not, watch the next one. Maybe you'll learn. So with that, I will, I guess, bid you guys adieu for the moment, and I appreciate everyone watching. Make sure you go to madkstudio.com, MADDK studio.com. That's my website. There's all kinds of great stuff to see there, and of course, to buy, even better. But moreover, if you like this, share it. Share my stuff. That's how artists are able to survive, is by people liking what they do and sharing them and making comments. So I appreciate you watching, and support your local artist. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.